after a Facebook altercation, and he woke up to thousands of phone calls interested in buying the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile that they were saying he was advertising on Kijiji. So, yeah, so Kijiji is basically like it's like Canadian Craigslist, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think Kijiji's down in the U.S. too.
They might have it.
I think so now.
Yeah. So someone got my information off Facebook and made the ad and posted my numbers on there, said Matt Denny, who's 30 from Fort St. John. They somehow got my cell number and my work number, and I have no idea how. I guess it was just a professional troll. So I had some information on my Facebook. He said I should have had everything set to private, but he had a fairly open Facebook profile.
Yeah.
So the ad surfaced on Thursday with the ad title Wienermobile 2 available, once in a lifetime buy, $12,000 or best offer from Calgary. So here's kind of what the ad said. So the company in charge of operating these vehicles has gone bankrupt. Parent company of Oscar Mayer, Canada, has commissioned us to sell this Wienermobile, reads the ad. Any logo, and it looked pretty professional. Like the way they had done it, they put pictures in with 2 Wienermobiles and this little peanut truck. And anyways.
Okay, yeah.
So, excuse me. So it said any logo will be removed from the vehicles when picked up. Local Calgary pickup only. No emails. Please call me anytime at this guy's number and ask me about the Wiener for Wienermobile for sale. Text or call his work number if the first number doesn't work. And then it says, I'm getting 100 calls an hour. No, the peanut is not for sale. Stop asking, which is like the little peanut car. So basically he's like, I got thousands of calls. People basically kept calling me and asking me about my big wiener. So he said the car in the ad, it said the car runs on diesel, and of course, fittingly, each one of them had 69,000 kilometers. For the most part, he says, I'm taking it in stride because I got to tip the hat to the guy. It's pretty funny, and I'll remember this as being one hell of a prank.
Yeah.
So that was what it was there. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Wow. It's so funny because I actually I thought I actually saw somewhere that the Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles were for sale, as they were, that the factory was closing down, or the people that own them, or the whatever. But
well, the ad looks so good. Like
yeah.
I did see we might have to post on the site or something, but like it looked pretty legit, so I could see why people would be
totally calling that up.
Yeah.
Right? You know what? I'm amazed though. There are thousands of people who want a massive hot dog car.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't think that's like the top of my list.
What was that?
Just so happens he owns a big potato.
Right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Potato.
What was that article you found on Kijiji a while back? Wasn't it like a used mattress or something?
Yeah, there was the used mattress that had the pictures of the dogs having sex on it.
Yeah. Tell them about that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, there was that one, and then there was the couch. Remember, there was the couch ad that it honestly, like, at first glance, they were selling it for $100, lightly used, but at first glance, it looked like someone had taken a massive crap on the couch.
Oh my gosh, man!
And it was everywhere. But then I thought afterwards that maybe it was a burn on the couch, but it looked absolutely hard. Like the fact that someone was even asking for money for this couch and just saying, "Please haul it away and throw it out." It looked like almost like someone either had exploded while sleeping on the couch, or like there was a dead body and they just hauled it off. They've been like decaying for years on the couch.
Oh, it was brutal.
It was so gross.
That dog one was the best.
Maybe they swallowed a pedometer.
Yeah. Right? Crapped out the pedometer and exploded.
Oh, man.
So, as you mentioned, we normally do 2 articles, but I saw another one. It's super short. I laughed so hard, though, that I couldn't not put it on the show. And it's actually circulating on a lot of the news stations right now. The title of this one was "Woman Suspected of Stealing Car Claims She Was Beyonce."
Oh, great!
And the Las Cruces in New Mexico, the New Mexican woman was facing charges of stealing a car and claiming she was Beyonce. It was reported that the 48-year-old Serena Henry was arrested Saturday morning after the officer spotted the car suspected being stolen. The court documents say that Henry ignored the officer's orders to pull over and she drove to her own home. The police say that Henry told the officers that she found the keys in the car and decided to take it for a joyride. When she was asked why she didn't pull over for the police officers, she said because she didn't feel like it. And Henry, yeah, right, legit. Henry's charged with unlawful taking of a motor vehicle, concealing identity, and resisting or obstructing an arrest. It's not known if an attorney was available to comment. Now, what I loved the most out of this article was because clearly she feels like it's okay to steal cars if she was Beyonce.
Because that's something Beyonce does.
Right? I'm Beyonce, bitch. I get to do what I want.
Oh, man.
Privileged.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was like she thought, like, and honestly, you can see her mugshot. She don't look like Beyonce. Let me tell you, she is like.
It'd be funny if she was white.
She looks like she is like maybe about 70-year-old cracked out Beyonce. If that was the case, she looks horrible.
That's great.
Yeah.
And like Beyonce had to steal a car. She could buy anyone.
Yeah, I
Right?
think she's all right.
I would imagine if Beyonce wanted to steal a car, she'd just walk up, open up her wallet, throw money at people, and just get in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's good.
It was so funny. All right, Bill, let's turn things over to you.
What's been going on in my world?
Yeah, why don't you
Oh, man.
tell us what you've been up to?
Oh, well, we're trying to finish up the feature movie I wrote, directed, and starred in. And we're going to shoot a couple more scenes on it. It's on the second round of edits, so, you know, it's getting there. We're fixing to meet with distribution, so it's really getting exciting on that end of it.
Good.
And
Nice.
just finished a short movie. It's called I've Got Your Six, which every actor in it is a U.S. veteran. And so it's kind of dedicated to the veterans of the military. And then we're getting ready to, hopefully, if we can find investors, start our next feature movie, another Western this summer, hopefully. So
That's fantastic.
called I Heard the Quail Whistle.
Nice.
So, and in the meantime, we're working in our vineyard. So
Hey,
there's nothing else going on. Just
Yeah.
kick back, doing nothing.
Cool.
it's great when you're like your downtime is in a vineyard, right? You're just like just slowly make this wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, what I love about a lot of things in your IMDb or in your kind of past, you've got a wonderful mix of movies. I mean, you've got some spy stuff, you've got futuristic stuff, you've got some westerns, you've got now a military movie, and I especially love military movies when they involve actual veterans, right? Because it just there's so much more realism to it.
You bet.
Which is fantastic.
You bet.
Um,
And I've just been really lucky. I retired from education world in 2016. I thought, I've always wanted to kind of be an actor, and so I thought, why not? So I casting call and went right beside Pierce Brosnan in 5 episodes of The Sun, and I've been pretty much a featured extra every time I get selected, and just got another big role. I can't, NDA, I can't tell you what it is, but
we know what that's like. We get a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just got that one yesterday. So, and it's, a speaking role and got some A-listers in it. So,
Fantastic.
And then again, like I said in the intro, 30 Seconds Hell, I get to play Virgil Earp in the
nice.
movie about the Earp brothers. And, and so I had a beard, and I had to shave my beard off, so I had a mustache. Then I cut that beard off. I couldn't believe how ugly I was underneath it. So I started growing it back.
That's awesome.
As a bearded person myself, I know exactly how you feel. I sometimes forget like who's under that beard, and I used to joke around with my wife when I first met her, and I said, I don't generally shave my beard because it makes me look like I'm like 16 years younger. And she's like, no, there's no way that anything like that. So I showed up on a date once and I shaved off my beard. And she was just like, I cannot believe how young you look without that beard.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, being in education, I always had to be crammed up and all that. And when I retired in 2016, I told my wife, I won't have it very long, just as a movie,
Yeah.
And I'll shave it. And then, 4 years later, I still had it.
Yep.
You know what the worst thing is?
Where it's really easy.
When you get rid of that face armor and then it never quite grows back. Like when you had it just right in the way you like it, and then you start growing it back in, you go through all those itchy periods, and then you just like, it just doesn't look like it did before.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I got, I was talking about being real lucky. I got to work with the Coen brothers and Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and working with them just amazing. I learned a lot from them, and kind of tried to carry that over in my directing. And so it's real exciting right now. Especially can't wait to. And of course, it makes you real nervous when other people are going to see your movie.
Yeah,
what if it's not any good? And you're just like, holy crud! What if this sucks?
Well, that's always the gamble, right? That's the fear.
Yeah.
There's so much time and production value that's put into it, and then you're just like, oh, I hope this doesn't suck, or I hope that angle doesn't make me look like this, or doesn't make me look like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I go through that every time I have sex.
Right? Where you're asking Alexa to make sure they got the right camera angle.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Where did you guys shoot your latest feature film there?
The Showdown on the Brazos?
Yeah.
It's all in Texas. Some of it down in South Texas, and just wherever I could find locations that look really good, and try to get background scenes and all that. So
Yeah.
we've got to go back and pick up a couple more scenes, like I said, on the second round. And that second round of editing, boy, you sit there and the editor goes over every scene and asks you questions. Why'd you shoot it this way? What are you thinking about? And you're like, it's like, I thought it was right. Your first time. And so, I learned a whole lot, because we went for, a professional editor. And so now we're in that phase. And so I had to go back and rewrite some scripts. And luckily we're not having to reshoot anything. That was my biggest
Oh, that's
fear.
good.
So we were just adding a couple of scenes. And it's always fun to write, a scene. And, you can kill whoever you want to.
Yeah.
If you don't like them. But, you rewrite some scenes, and of course, my wife, she looks at them and says, no, that ain't going to work.
I don't like the look of this guy. He's shifty. He looked at me weird.
Yeah,
cut him on the next scene.
I don't like the way you worded that one.
Yeah.
I don't like it because you're in bed with that woman. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Hadn't wrote any of those scenes yet.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I wanted to actually ask you, just since we kind of briefly talked about the fact that you've got such different variety of acting experience in films. Like, do you find filming Westerns easier or more difficult than a lot of today's modern period movies?
Oh, it's a lot more difficult. I like them. That's what I grew up watching, and that's my favorite genre, and that's what I write about most. But it is the most difficult because it's got to be so period correct.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always going to be that person that says, and I was on set, and in the holster in the movie set, they said, "What year is this set in?" I said, "Oh, about 1887." Well, that holster didn't come into effect till 1890.
You're fired.
Yep.
For 3 years. And they're like, it wasn't there yet, and you can't wear it. And I was like, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Security.
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart can wear it. I can wear it. Now, by gosh, I wrote the movie. I'm going to wear it.
Right? You just turned around with a file.
We're time traveling cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that one person who says that gun wasn't there then. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
But now you want a time period, and you have to come up with costumes. A lot of the shows I've been, like I was in 911 Lone Star with I can't remember his name now. A while back, I just went down there in my work clothes, and I was getting ready to change. And they said, "Oh, we like what you're wearing now." So now my cowboy boots are famous because they were in the camera, And so some shows are that easy. You just wear what you got on. It's modern day. And
yeah, that is awesome.
With Westerns, everybody's got to be in costume, and everything's got to look just right. The saddles and the costumes and the hat. Can't have the little holes in the sides of the hat because those didn't come in time.
Yeah.
Things like that you got to really watch out for. And light bulbs, you're shooting and somebody leaves a light on. You're like, oh, crud. You got to go back and redo that. Or a water bottle in the scene.
I was going to say, or you have to worry about a Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot one scene that's beautiful, but there's a golf cart in the background.
Yep.
The
Photoshop.
editor, he said, I can cover that up with something. I thought, woo. The scene was great, and then there's this golf cart. Maybe it was an 1887 golf cart.
Right. It'd be funny if he puts in a Camaro.
The horse-drawn golf cart.
Yeah, just attach a couple courses to the front of it.
That'd be good.
Get yourself a DeLorean, stick it in there.
Yeah. Time travel.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Well, I think with the clothing, being able to walk on set with what you're wearing, it definitely wouldn't work for you, Maddie. You'd have to be like the town drunk